Cheerleading has caused debates amongst athletes and non-athletes for years as to whether it can be classed as a sport or not. At UAL, cheerleading is categorised as a sport alongside football, rugby and hockey, but reactions from LCC students are still mixed.
Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
I think yes.
No.
Yes, cheerleading is a sport.
No.
Yeah, I think so anyway.
Do people really understand what competitive cheer involves?
I don't see any part of a woman who is better than before, physically speaking. Sport improve the body. Yeah? Cheerleader improve the body? Well, show me.
I think most people just don't understand what we do. I think a lot of it's just complete ignorance, so they think that we just stand there and dance about and wave poms. Anyone could do that, which they can't, because pom dance is a sport in its own right, but I just don't think they understand the extent of what we do and the fitness that we put them all through.
Doing a 2.5 minute routine of jumping, dancing, stunting, running around, basically tumbling, it's hard, and you have to do it all with a smile on your face.
The dictionary's definition of sport is an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. Competition rules state that routines must include stunts, tumbles and dance, be no longer than 2.5 minutes and be performed in front of professional judges. All these requirements meet the definition of a sport. With this in mind, our reaction is still mixed.
I think cheerleading is a sport because same as ice skating, you need good performance and flawless choreography.
There's always going to be people that say it isn't. There's probably people that say dancing isn't a sport or synchronised swimming, and to be honest, it's in a list and it's ranked higher than rugby as the most dangerous sports. So anybody that tries to say it's not, try it and then tell me.
Cheerleading is a great way to stay fit, have fun and develop athletic skills. Cheer isn't all about bows and glitter. Reports throughout the last decade state that cheerleading has more injuries than any other female sport.
When I've fallen, I've got a scar on my back from falling because we didn't have room and equipment, so I got a massive burn from that.
We had a comp a few weeks ago, and from that I actually ended up falling when we were on the practice mat just before we went on, and I fell straight onto my knees, and I've been in a little bit of pain since, but it's alright.
If it's done correctly and coached well, cheer can be one of the most fun, enjoyable sports for both men and women. However, the physical dangers of being dropped from say 20 foot up in the air and landing on hard floor would be the same as being charged at by linebackers of NFL. You really can do some really serious damage. People have been paralysed. No one's been killed yet that I know, but lots of people have ended up quadriplegics.
Yeah, I'd say it is a dangerous sport, but then all sports have aspects of danger to them, and that's kind of part of the fun. I mean, that's kind of why I ski, for the adrenaline, and it's fun to do, but it's scary at times. You just have to be sensible with it.
Like any other sports person, the threat of injury hasn't put the UAL Royals off of training. It leaves them more determined to prove that they aren't just full of cheer spirit, but physical strength and athletic ability, just like in any other sports. So what are the next steps to get people believing?
It comes down to awareness and knowledge. I mean, look at it, 5-10 years ago, people like NFL laughing at it and going, it's just a poor man's rugby. Now people watch Super Bowl all the time, get massive audience, American teams come over. I think cheer's got the same stigma. It's very much an Americana kind of thing. So people just see it as like girls with pom-poms playing around. But when you see competitive cheer and you realise that everyone's learnt to do like back handsprings or flips, you start to realise that there's a competitive element to it.
And it's just an ongoing debate, isn't it? But I think once we get it in the Olympics or something, and then there's like some worldwide recognition, we'll be laughing.
And the Royals have something to say to anyone who still isn't convinced that cheer is a sport.
Personally, I don't really care what they say because I know how hard it is. I've got the injuries from it. I don't need someone to say it's not a sport, and just because they're saying it doesn't mean it's true.
Try it. Just try it. If you think you're the world's best gymnast, the world's best tennis player, the world's best rugby player, try it. If you think you're crap at sports, try it. Because if you think you're crap at sports and it's not a sport, and you can't do it, then you realise it's a sport.